Hello everybody and welcome back to, I didn't do this. Well, now I have. Welcome back to Hearts of Iron, where we're off to just a wonderful start here. It's going great, as you can tell by the fact that I started in the wrong OBS scene. We are, of course, heading up to the Republic of Peru, and that's going to be done here in just a few days, actually, 65 days to be precise, for our justification on the Republic of Peru. Now, we're a little bit concerned about our world tension. We're at 60%, and the US is a little bit unhappy with us. To the point where I'm going to improve relations with them. And that should help somewhat. We also may want to do a region-wide industrial integration, and let's go ahead and do exactly that. Get ourselves another civilian factory going over here. Now, I believe this is not within our territory here, so we're just going to queue this one, not at the beginning. And then there is one over here that we will queue up, not at the beginning. This one, I think we queue up... No, that one's not at the beginning. Okay, we'll move that to the bottom. This is in the Turkish Empire as well. However, this one, that's the one that we queue up at the beginning. There we go. Fantastic. So that is underway, and we've also got one that we can queue up here. Okay, sure. We'll go for that. So we will, of course, proceed here. And we've got a few civilian factories being converted and built. We should actually look here. We've got 6 civilian factories being converted, and we're going to need to convert more than that. So let's go ahead and continue converting military factories to civilian factories in our overseas holdings. Locations like Spain... It's very laggy all of a sudden. But locations like Germany that we already got. Over here, though, we can convert a few. There we go. Convert these on over. We may want to convert them back later. But for now, I'm mostly interested in doing this. We don't have the steel to run them as military factories anyway. So there's no real point. There we go. Excellent. Is there any down over here? No. Sounds good. Now there's some that we could convert over here, but I'm going to hold off on that for now, and we'll see how things are going as we do that. Now we do have a good chunk of manpower here. That's solid. I'm very happy about that. We are going to not increase our recruitment. We do need quite a lot more garrison troops, but that's fine. We have a total need of 108 over here now, so it's going to be a little while before this unit is done, unfortunately. 79 here that we need, 59 here in total, and 130 in Turkey. It's a lot. There's no doubt about that. It's a whole lot of troops. But once we're done with that, then we can start working on expanding this here. Of course, we have this broken up into 3 army groups right now, although it doesn't really need to be. We definitely could have it broken up differently. I do think that this is really conceptually one army group, in my mind anyway. And they're just kind of being used for different things right now. But we should probably think about getting another army group soon enough. So this division here can hop into this garrison force. Wonderful. They need another 28. So, I mean, we're going to finish up 12 here soon. That's going to be a big chunk of that. For sure. That's going to be a big chunk of that. Oh, here's another 2. That's fantastic. We're very, very pleased about that. And that is wonderful. Any more? Actually, yeah, there is another one here. It just keep popping up. Okay, that's good. So we are currently at 55.8% world tension. I think that our goal should be to like not exceed 60%. If we exceed 60%, we should definitely chill for a little bit. So we're not really interested in any of the resources that the Republic of Peru has. We're probably just going to puppet them. And then if we look at our factions map mode here, we'll do the same thing with Colombia. Now, if we were to justify on them, that would take 240 days. So we're just going to wait. We'll let this justification finish, and we'll immediately start justifying on Colombia at that point. And you can see that at that point, we will have almost everything in this region. There is still these guys, the Republic of the British Antilles, that I wouldn't mind conquering. That would actually give us a good in into the American Union up over here. We wouldn't have to do a naval invasion. That would be solid. There's also significant chunks of Africa that I would like to conquer. I don't think they have that much for steel over here, though, and steel is really what we're in need of. This would mostly just be manpower stores, right? So, like, if we were to look at this guy, I mean, he's only got 4K manpower. So that would be mostly what that would be utilized for. We should have a 12th very shortly here. Yeah, this last one will come due now. Fantastic. All 12 of those will hop into here. So now we only need 12 additional in this particular army, so that's wonderful. No additional unassigned divisions. And we are constructing away. I do want to double check our anti-air in all of our newer conquest areas, such as over here. We definitely need anti-air there. 1 plus 3 out of 5. Why did that only queue up 3? Okay, that's odd. I guess we'll do it that way. Okay, sure. I don't know why it decided to do that, but that's okay. There's also some up in Norway that we need to queue up. Great, we'll get that going. And otherwise, that appears to be good. So those state anti-airs will help us a lot. And that's wonderful. And these constructions will continue to constructionate away. We have a lot of radar to construct, but once the radar is done, we're not actually going to work on coastal forts. Like, I would sit here and do this, but this is going to take forever. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to wait. We're just going to wait on that. And once we get a little closer to being done with our radar, then we're probably going to work on naval bases next, and air bases. Maybe simultaneous naval and air bases. And of course, these repairs will automatically happen slowly over time. So we're not too concerned about the repairs. And then the question is, do we prioritize the land forts or the coastal forts? Ooh, this is an infrastructure in our territory that wasn't built. We'll go ahead and work on that, for sure. Yeah, that'll be fine. And we've got a lot of construction to do yet. There's no doubt about it. But we'll just work away on that while we're finishing up our justification on Peru. And of course, these guys are going to need a few more, because they're also going to be responsible for defending the Republic of Peru. Now, this number will not change until we take control of this territory. But it'll get there eventually. I'm actually going to ship a third unit over here, because I feel like maybe even a fourth. Maybe even all of these units. We're going to take them all over here. And when will they arrive? Well, probably not in the next 4 days. I can tell you that. But I just want to swiftly crush this. So we'll bring everybody on over. And everyone is currently assigned to this, in theory. Are they moving? Oh, they have other orders. Right. They would have other orders. So we're going to do that and we're going to make sure that they're all assigned here. Okay. Now, that's going to take some time. So I'm going to actually move these guys out into a new army group. I didn't mean to do that. I definitely didn't mean to do that. Okay, so the guys over here that are part of this army, I want to deselect these guys. No, I don't want to remove that army. I want to deselect these. That was unhelpful. We'll just do this. So these 24, they form a new army. No, not a new army group. Okay, so we're going to do this way. Okay, these 24 form a new army. They move in here, along with these guys. These guys move out here. We divide this in half, and we form a new army. That was an army group. We form a new army. These guys move into this army group. These guys move into this army group. They get commanders. Like that. I want to check that they have the correct balance. Yes, they do. Okay. So now only 48 divisions should be assigned here. I'm going to have these guys come over to form a border against Colombia. They'll arrive eventually. And then for these guys, we'll go ahead and declare this war. And we will execute this. Now, we expect this to be a little awkward at first, because we were redeploying, and our deployment was awkward. For sure. Our deployment was quite awkward. But we should be able to work our way around this. We have this unassigned division, and we're going to move that into this force here. All of these guys want to join the war. I'm going to get rid of all of these for now, and we will invite them in. Excellent. There we go. And Peru can't keep this up for too long, right? That's the whole thing here. They're going to get attritioned out of existence, if nothing else. We may back off a little bit here as we're working on redeploying. I did want to bring in additional troops, but, you know, it's a time sort of thing. That's okay. Eventually, they won't be able to keep this up. And we're redeploying up here. This is all good. These guys, they're going to hop into this unit, and they're also heading down towards Brazil. They need 119 units at this point. That is up by 11. That's okay. We don't have any others, and we do expect some awkwardness here as Peru pushes us back a little bit. As our additional troops begin to arrive, though, we should have absolutely no problem. And as our garrison troops move over and protect this side, which I think they are doing. Yes. Our garrison troops are moving as well. They're attempting to garrison Peru, which is perfect. We want them to garrison Peru. Peru is the correct location for them to garrison. So we're just going to continue our way on in here. And we are starting to make some gains now. So that's great. We're also falling back in a few key locations, but that's to be expected given our deployment. So, I mean, you can see here, we have actually lost less than Peru has. That's great. We're very pleased about this. So we're going to go on in and install a new government in Peru. That'll be fine. We should also be justifying on Colombia at this time, and I did not get that started. So we'll go ahead and do that. That'll be 160 days. We expect Peru will likely have fallen by then. The enemy is considered stronger right now, but that's probably just because of our troop disposition right now. We're also not necessarily in the greatest war support position. Can we do anything about that? We can run war propaganda against the Republic of Peru, and we're going to do exactly that. Fantastic. Did we just make a gain up here? I think we made a gain. And we're making more gains over here. Yep, we're definitely starting to push Peru back. This is good, but we kind of like this to take 90 days. Now, I do expect that will be the case. Nukes going off over here, of course, means we've got reasonable air superiority. This is to be expected, that we would have air superiority, since our armies are set up with attached air wings. Although, these two are not anymore. That would be a thing, and I don't know where those wings are. Here's one. And that is jet fighters, so we're going to have them come over here. And other air wings. Those are unused planes in reserves. Yeah, we're going to need to make some air wings, I think. And we'll do exactly that. So, we currently have a group of bombers here. And then we have attached air wings here. These are fighters. They're set to air superiority. So we're going to need one more unit of fighters, or two more actually. So we're going to create ourselves an air wing here. This will need to be, we're going to go with Jet Fighter 2 Mark 1s, or Mark 2s, or whatever it was. I really wish we could search. Jet Fighter 1 Mark 1. That doesn't seem right. What are we producing? Jet Fighter 2 Mark 1s. That's what we want. These guys, right here. Okay. So we'll create that air wing, and we will bump this up to 500. And we will set them to air superiority. Oh, these guys need to be selected to do close air support. That'll be fine. These guys are air superiority, and they will be assigned in here. Now we're going to make a new air wing, and this is going to be also Jet Fighter 2 Mark 1s. And we'll get in 500 of those. These guys will be set to air superiority here. And now we're going to need some bomber groups. So we can fit another bomber group over here in this airbase. Actually, we kind of can't. We can fit a bomber group in this airbase. And so we'd be looking for jet tactical bomber 2s. Like these. We'll bring that up to 500. And we'll assign that in close air support here on this army. Okay. And then we're going to do another one over here. We're going to bring in additional jet tactical bomber 2s. There we go. And we'll bring that up to 500. They will be set to close air support as well. And they will be attached to this army. Okay. I'm going to let the game tick forward while we're working on this a bit. We're going to need another unit of jet tactical bomber 2s, which is these guys. And that is in here. They'll be bumped up to 500 and set to close air support and attached here. Okay, so that's all of our bombers. We need 2 more units of fighters. So we'll go ahead and I want to deselect these guys. Okay. We'll need 2 more units of fighters. So Jet Fighter 2 Mark 1s. These guys here. Now we're going to be short on our actual manpower here. And apparently we can't create the wing while the manpower is here, but we're going to... Not enough service. Okay, we'll come back to that once we get additional manpower. Now, these air wings are going to require a lot of manpower, right? Because they're jet fighters for one thing. But that's okay. I'm fine with this for now. Okay. We did just get a bump of manpower, so let's go ahead and create these extra wings. We're going to create a wing of Jet Fighter 2 Mark 1s. There's only 2 here. We're going to move one of them, and then we're going to create one more wing of Jet Fighter 2 Mark 1s. Now we're going to be short on Jet Fighter 2 Mark 1s. That's okay. We are producing them, and that will be fine. Okay. So we'll do that. We'll bump this reinforcement limit up to 500 and this reinforcement limit up to 500. We'll set both of them to close air support, although we apparently can't. Hang on. Have I done this wrong? No. We want these on air superiority because these are jet fighters, not jet bombers. That would help. So we'll assign that there, and then this unit we will set to air superiority, and we will attach that here. Now we do have some air experience, and we should probably work on modifying some of our planes, but I'm going to hold off on that for the time being. Well, should we? We could definitely modify our Jet Fighter 2s. Or maybe even our Jet Tactical Bomber 2s. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to create a modification here, a variant. Okay, so we might want to up our bombing a little bit here. This would up our ground attack. And of course, each one of these reduces our reliability, so we'd want to bump our reliability up. I don't think we really care about range. So maybe we just max out our reliability, and I don't think that we have enough air experience to do all of this right now. But ideally would be probably something like this. I don't think we care about range. That'll cost 900 air experience. So we're gonna we're gonna bring this down to around like 3 and 3 and 3. Oh, we need one more air experience. We're gonna tick forward until we get that air experience. We need... There we go. We've got it. Let's update that so we can actually click the button. There we go. And Jet Tactical Bomber Mark 1s. Excellent. We'll get those going. And that'll be fine. So we have some unassigned divisions over here. In fact, just the one unassigned division. That will be assigned over to here, which of course needs 120 divisions at this time. And Peru is starting to crumble. As expected. As our troops are actually getting into position here, all is looking good. Now we have pulled all of these guys back to our Colombian border, and we're going to put these guys up in the north, up here. I want Colombia to fall much more quickly, I think. So that will be fine. We do have this unit here, and we'll go ahead and toss him into this defense unit, which now only requires 118. But that's okay. No concerns on that front. Peru will fall, especially with these nukes coming in. Remember, this isn't us nuking them. And our manpower mostly went away because of our air wings. It's to be expected. We have backed off on our recruitment, so we may even want to back off to 8 divisions. We'll see. For now, I'm reasonably content with what's going on here. We'll work our way through our air divisions, and it'll be fine. We do have a lot of units in our air divisions, and or rather, a lot of manpower tied up in our air divisions, and there's good reason for that. It's because we're using jet fighters and bombers. But that's okay. It is, however, about time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. And next episode, we're going to finish conquering the Republic of Peru, and we're going to take over Colombia as well. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.